Hi, my name is Zoe, and today we're going to talk about the compatibility between a Leo Virgo cusp and an Aquarius. So first of all, a Leo Virgo cusp and an Aquarius's chemistry would be very natural and easygoing. Saying I love you rolls right off the tongue. This is a cozy, chill, laid-back dynamic that loves to have fun, and they love to make each other feel good. You both tend to be very openly affectionate. Your relationship may feel immature at times. You need to be serious about it if you want this to work. Use common sense and focus on working on what you have. Neither one of you tends to be very good at hiding your relationship. You don't keep it on the down low. If you're both dating each other, it's obvious. It's your feelings are obvious. You don't go about it in a secretive way. No matter how hard you try, you just can't. It's not something you can hide. Your love is too shiny and sparkly for that. Even when you're not together, you're probably terrible at hiding your feelings for each other. But that doesn't usually stop you from admiring each other. You don't take each other for granted. You both share your emotions with each other pretty easily, and it makes your connection really profound. You're both very attracted to each other like magnets. No matter what you go through with them, remember that patience can solve most of your problems. With an Aquarius, your love for them shifts and changes. It's not always this consistent, steady flow. It's always changing. You both know how to appear to be very put together, even in times of chaos. Somehow you can still put yourselves back together. You are a vibrant couple. You tend to be more fiery when you're together than when you're single. There is no need to force anything or to rush with an Aquarius. You need to live in the moment with them or go with the flow. Your connection may disappoint you. It may not be that fairy tale that you expect it to be, but you both believe in each other and you have so much faith that it can get there. An Aquarius would intrigue you. You'll probably bond with them in the beginning because of how intellectually stimulating they can be. You both tend to enjoy having sex with each other and you have a very erotic bond. You also both might enjoy food tastings or gourmet meals, or you're both foodies. Maybe you both like trying new restaurants together or trying new dishes, or you like to cook together. Stop being an attention whore when you're with an Aquarius. You don't actually need them to make you the center of the universe, do you? Things can take a hostile turn after a while, but you both just vibe with each other so freaking well. A lot of the time you both are more in love with the relationship itself than with each other as individuals. A lot of people just might not get why you two are together because your Aquarius tends to be really, really different from you, but that's part of the appeal to you. You don't want to date the same person as you. I feel like the fact that they're so unique and different from you really adds to the experience. You can't ask so much of your Aquarius if you want this to last. Too much of something is just enough. There's this Spice Girl song I can't get out of my head. And there's one line in it that's I need a man, not a boy who thinks he can. And I feel like that's really relevant to this relationship. I feel like you both really need to be in it, but you also need to be really serious about it. And it can't just be something that you want. It has to be something that you really put effort into. I need a man, not a boy who thinks he can. Oh yeah. Sometimes you have to love them for the way they are, all right? And not expect more out of them. Know what you signed up for. Things can get lost in translation with an Aquarius. You don't get each other despite being so drawn to each other. You're I don't really know what you're trying to tell me, but I like it. I like you. You like me, so let's do this thing. You both are very driven and you have lots of energy. You often meet when you're against each other somehow, star-crossed lovers or work rivals, or maybe they're your competition. Maybe you're both gamers and you meet while you're fighting against each other online. And if this is the case, then it will definitely add to the sexual tension. There is nothing wrong with some healthy competition, but you need to try to have fun and let loose if you want this to last. It shouldn't feel like work to be with your Aquarius. You can get too cocky when you're with an Aquarius, but you also feel more energy with them. An Aquarius makes your heart rate speed up. They would love to be in a relationship with you. See, an Aquarius may have bad rep when it comes to commitment and relationships, but often they just need to find the right partner. You could definitely be that person for them. You both tend to discuss serious topics and you're not afraid of that. And I feel like you can really both appreciate how serious you can be. You both are very rational. You love to get each other's 2 cents on certain topics. And I feel like you just really respect each other on an intellectual level. Like your Aquarius will really like how informed you are and how you don't mind these serious discussions about science, math, politics, whatever kind of serious, heavy topics that a lot of people don't really want to get into. This could mean religion, philosophy, culture, politics. I feel like you're probably good at keeping up with it, and that's really interesting to an Aquarius because Aquariuses are very like forward thinkers. But remember, it can't all be serious topics. That will not be good for the long term. Things need to be pleasant. This matchup isn't usually a stable one. Let's face it, your relationship is weird. Stop trying to make it normal. Just own it. Just don't try to change them. Just love them for who they are. A lot of the conflict can come from you not being able to accept them as they truly are and just asking too much of them. You can end up relying on each other too much. That never works out well with an Aquarius. No, you're both independent beings. You tend to fall for each other's brains, for each other's minds, before you even fall for each other physically or sexually. Like, you don't necessarily get turned on by them right away. It's usually like you're very attracted to who they are on the inside, what they're interested in, what they think, how they think. Remember, not everything is a contest. Don't get too carried away if you want things to work out with an Aquarius. You both might take your competitive nature too far. You tend to put needing to win above each other. An Aquarius wants to take you on a magic carpet ride. I can show you the world. They want to show you the world. They tend to take you to all these interesting places. They can open your eyes. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go or say we're only dreaming. Oh my God, I need to watch that movie again. Anyway, so I feel like Aladdin and Jasmine just have your relationship down to a T. As time goes on, Aquarius might not like how critical you can be. You can often make them feel like they're in the hot seat. All it takes is that one argument for things to completely fuck up and everything is ruined, basically. It can really mess with that balance. You have high expectations for an Aquarius, but in this dynamic, it's easy for them to cheat on you. It may make you feel trapped, and Aquarius is not going to just stick around. They need to feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want and that they are still free at the end of the day, you know? But at the same time, like, you don't make them feel tied down. You don't make them feel like they're in a cage or a box or like you tell them what to do. No, they need that freedom. They need that autonomy. That's a good word, autonomy. Autonomy. They need to be able to steer that magic carpet. A whole new world. A whole new world. Woohoo. Shining shimmering splendid. Tell me, princess. Okay. Okay. Wow. They can't feel like they have to be with you. Do your best to keep your relationship on the down low. Not everyone needs to be a part of your drama, okay? Especially if you want this to last. You're a very sensual couple. You tend to be very sexually compatible. In fact, when you have sex, you form a very deep connection with them. It's passionate and intense. Sex brings you closer to your Aquarius. Being with an Aquarius is going to require a lot of work and effort on your end. Luckily, you both tend to be there for each other and you cheer each other on. You're each other's cheerleader. It usually starts off platonic. Feelings can actually take time to develop for each other. You both tend to be a great married couple. Love triangles are common with an Aquarius. You heard me. Even when you've been together for a while, your relationship often includes a third party. This might mean that you both decide to include someone in your relationship, maybe a unicorn, or maybe you both develop mutual feelings for a mutual friend. It's actually really common for this to turn into a throuple. You both have such a unique emotional bond, and I just feel like you have this ability to know what the other person is feeling before it's even brought up. Like, after a long day of work, it's really easy for you to sense whether your partner's having a bad day or whether they're just, tired. Like, I feel like you can read their mind without them having to say anything at all. It's very empathic. You might be the more mature one. You might feel like you have to be the parent or the caretaker in the relationship. You might have to be the one who takes charge and kind of gets stuff done or oversees things, because they might take on a more childish role in the relationship. And I just feel like you have to be ready for that. Also, being with them might bring out a more aggressive side to you. They might feel like you're being too harsh or speaking to them in like a brutal way, and they just don't know how to handle it. Aquarius often feels like they have to shut up when they're with you. Like, you make them feel like they have to be more quiet. If an Aquarius feels trapped or pressured, then they might stray, and they would be pretty obvious about it. I'm not saying all Aquariuses are cheaters or that they always cheat when they're in a relationship with you. That's not what I'm saying, but often when these two signs come together, this is the dynamic that plays out. And so this video is for you to prevent that, and for also just to be aware of that kind of dynamic of what could happen. And please remember, this is only your sun sign, so you have an entire natal chart to think about here. Like, it's not just these dynamics. You both need to be able to be super open, super honest all the time. No lies, just trust. Scandals with an Aquarius tend to play out in a very obvious public way, so beware. An Aquarius would need someone who's more emotionally present, someone who is more consistent with their emotions, and you might not be that person for them, so things can get pretty messy. You're a complex human being with many layers. That is why your Aquarius is drawn to you, at least one of the reasons. Never take your Aquarius for granted. It can be so easy to forget as time goes on. If you both end up fighting, it's really important for you both to resolve your conflicts by having a very detached, calm, collected, cool conversation, not getting all heated or emotional or throwing a fit. I feel like that is not the way to resolve things when it comes to your fights. You're not going to get anywhere that way. It's going to feel like an uphill battle, but you both will respect each other more if you're speaking to each other like mature adults. Like, you need to have a really good, mature conversation. If you're trying to make up after a fight with an Aquarius, the worst thing you can do is have like a emotional breakdown or a hissy fit. One of the reasons you're even drawn to your Aquarius is because of how simple they are. They don't overcomplicate things for you. It's refreshing. As friends, you both tend to be very dedicated and loyal to each other, even if your friendship is all over the place. In fact, being in a friendship with them is a roller coaster ride. On a roller coaster ride. That works too. It is not easy, but somehow you remain very devoted to each other, even when it doesn't make sense. Romantic relationships with an Aquarius would last a long time. You're a very sensual and passionate lover for an Aquarius. You really demonstrate your love for them. And an Aquarius would really like how serious you are about loving them, about being there for them. And it would make them feel safe. They like how attached you get to them. Marriage tends to work really, really well for this couple. And when you put a ring, is it this finger? When you put a ring on the finger of an Aquarius's finger, they are much less likely to stray from you. You both tend to be family oriented. Okay, lovers, I gotta go, but it was really wonderful doing this video for you. Please subscribe to my channel and please comment below and let me know what your story is. Do you agree with this? Have you dated an Aquarius, or are you an Aquarius and you've dated a Leo, Virgo cusp? I would love to know your story. Do you disagree with this? I am totally open. Let me know your experience, whether you're interested in someone, whether you were divorced but got remarried, or whether you're in a marriage with an Aquarius, any kind of situation. I want to hear it. I want to hear your thoughts, your feelings, your stories. Tell me in the comment section below. Yes. And if you are looking to dive deeper into your relationship, please make sure to check out my website and you can book a reading on there. I offer a variety of options, including astrology, but also tarot cards, runes, tea leaf reading, you name it, to dive deeper and explore your connection. ZoeThePsychic.com. Thanks again. Have a fucking fantastic day.